Testing for carbon monoxide was negative.
Revealed the cause of death for legendary actor Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy, has been disclosed. During a press conference on March 7th, Santa Fe County authorities provided new details regarding the couple's tragic passing, shedding light on the circumstances leading to their deaths.
The cause of death for Miss Betsy Hackman, aged 65 years, is hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. The manner of death is natural. Autopsy examination and full-body postmortem CT demonstrated no findings of trauma internally or externally, with microscopic findings consistent with hantavirus pulmonary syndrome. Laboratory testing was positive for hantavirus at a clinical lab, with required confirmation testing positive at Scientific Laboratories Division. Testing for COVID-19, influenza, and other common respiratory viruses was negative. Testing for carbon monoxide was negative. There were no other significant natural disease findings. Pills present on scene were thyroid medication, which were being taken as prescribed and is not currently a concern for a contributory cause of death. The cause of death for Mr. Gene Hackman, aged 95 years, is hypertensive and atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, with Alzheimer's disease as a significant contributory factor. Autopsy examination and a full-body postmortem CT examination demonstrated no acute findings of internal or external trauma and showed severe heart disease, including multiple surgical procedures involving the heart, evidence of prior heart attacks, and severe changes of the kidneys due to chronic high blood pressure. Examination of the brain showed advanced Alzheimer's disease, as well as blood vessel changes in the brain secondary to chronic high blood pressure. Laboratory testing performed at Scientific Laboratories Division was negative for COVID-19, influenza, and other common respiratory viruses. Testing for hantavirus was negative. Testing for carbon monoxide was negative. Additionally, there were no autopsy findings concerning for hantavirus infection. I have been asked when death occurred for these individuals. There is no reliable scientific method to accurately determine the exact time or date of death. Mr. Hackman's initial pacemaker data revealed cardiac activity on February 17th, with subsequent pacemaker interrogation demonstrating an abnormal rhythm of atrial fibrillation on February 18th, which was the last record of heart activity. Based on this information, it is reasonable to conclude that Mr. Hackman probably died around February 18th. Based on the circumstances, it is reasonable to conclude that Ms. Hackman passed away first, with February 11th being the last time that she was known to be alive. Lastly, clinically, hantavirus infection is characterized by flu-like symptoms consisting of fever, muscle aches, cough, sometimes vomiting and diarrhea that can progress to shortness of breath and cardiac or heart failure and lung failure. This occurs after a 1 to 8 week exposure to excrement from a primarily particular mouse species that carries hantavirus. The mortality of hantavirus, the mortality rate of the hantavirus strain in the Southwest is about 38 to 50%.
The Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office previously confirmed to NBC News that Hackman, the 95-year-old two-time Academy Award-winning actor, was found dead on February 26th at his home in Santa Fe, New Mexico. His wife, Betsy, a 64-year-old classical pianist, was also discovered deceased, along with one of their 3 dogs. In a statement on February 27th, authorities indicated that foul play was not suspected at the time. However, the exact cause of death has yet to be officially determined. Just hours later, NBC News obtained an affidavit from law enforcement seeking a search warrant, citing the suspicious nature of the deaths, which warranted further investigation. According to the affidavit, Betsy's body was found in the bathroom next to a space heater and an open bottle of pills, with pills scattered on the countertop. Authorities noted visible signs of decomposition, including mummification in her hands and feet, suggesting she had been deceased for more than a day. Meanwhile, Gene Hackman was found in the kitchen, where he appeared to have collapsed. Reports indicate his condition was similar to his wife's upon discovery. Gene and Betsy had been married since 1991, sharing over 3 decades together before this heartbreaking loss. Investigations are ongoing to determine the exact circumstances surrounding their deaths.